in a serious moment like a dumping. This man cannot be serious. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island USA Season 8 episode 5 or 6, I don't know. I live in Canada, so the numbering is different for us. But before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So Anaya was able to convince Melanie to have a conversation on a different couch, because, you know, she's not going back to that couch. And she just completely breaks down.
Don't cry.
I do not like when people talk to me like that.
She could have spoke like
She
this.
could have said it normal.
Like this.
I have to keep it together. So that's why I'm feeling really emotional. I hate feeling like that.
I literally see both sides. I really do. She did say my apologies, and then,
She's more sensitive, I think.
I don't think it's that. It can give off like you're checking. You got to think like that.
I still believe that what Bea was asking for from Melanie did provide. Now, Bea should have been honest and said, I actually want her to admit that she was being selfish or that her behavior was deliberate, but that's not what she was asking for. She was saying, okay, well, if it's just your bad, then just say it's your bad and let's move on, which Melanie did. So I still stand on that. But yeah, Melanie blew this way out of proportion. It did not have to be like this. And I'm sorry, I saw some people, I mean, y'all could be right. I just don't think it's true. I saw some people being like, no, Melanie really needed to take a break because she was going to go off on Bea. You know, she was going to cuss her clean out. Really? I don't know. I feel like y'all are putting 20 on 10 when it comes to Melanie and her ability to pop off on a girl like Bea or Kayda. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's a little bit more, what's the word? Somebody who has less of a presence. I feel like Melanie could do that. But those two women in particular have shown Melanie, hey, I'm not the one or the two. Don't try it. We have Bea who's talking to Trinity, and Trinity is saying, I can see both sides. I do see what Trinity is saying. Anaya kind of lost me though, because she was completely on Melanie's side. And I guess maybe because Melanie's having an emotional moment, she doesn't want to pile on. But I was like, Anaya, you need to be honest with this girl. There's a lot of somebody used the word pacifying, and that was a great word. Anaya does a lot of pacifying. And it's unfortunate because the people are coming to her for advice, but the advice she gives is just like, oh no, it's okay, you're validated, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. That has its place, but not all the time. So some people need to tell Melanie straight. Some people need to tell whoever else she's talking to, tell them straight, tell them the real. Moving on, Melanie, after doing all her antics in an attempt to get her lick back, is now turning to Sincere for a listening ear.
When I talk to you, I need you to be on friend mode. Bombshell came in. I think he's cute. I naturally, when people talk to me, I go like this.
Right.
Beatrice was like, I just think it's so disrespectful.
So she was basically talking for Kenzie, but Kenzie didn't even say nothing.
I'm also being upfront with you. Yeah, that new guy is my type.
She just needed someone to hear her out.
I really am happy that I have Sincere.
Bro, I knew he was your type, but I seen him walked in.
I look like a fucking clown.
Melanie, for me, is gonna shoot herself in the foot. Because here she has something great with Sincere. Like, yes, they were hot and heavy pretty soon, yeah, whatever. But like, even in this conversation, you can see that they even make good friends. And they would be good in a partnership because he's so understanding. And they have that chemistry and they have that shared background and stuff like that. Like, it actually would be good, but she gets in her own way. The man is so understanding. And she even says that's what she likes most about him, that he just gets her. She doesn't have to over-explain herself. He just understands. I wish he could say the same. I wish he could say the same, and I hate that for Sincere. Like, yeah, it's great what you guys have built, but if you're going to be in the cycle of you constantly going and trying to console her and pick her up and validate her and whatever, but she projects onto you and nitpicks and has these double standards, like that, I ain't rocking with that. Kenzie asked Corbin to go have a chat in Soul Ties. They're talking about types, and she's like, yeah, what is your type? And he's like, you. Okay. Why are people on TikTok saying he gives the meme like, ladies, I'm trying to, I can't think of the words right now. Hold on. It's
Ladies, I'm trying to do my work today. Leave me alone type shit.
Ladies.
That is the perfect perfect meme to go along with Corbin's voice. But that's what he gives, like, oh yeah, y'all like me? You like me? Oh, I'm just trying to mind my business. Oh, me, little old me. Oh, please. But Kenzie's falling for it. He says, I like her eyes, the very piercing eyes that she has. They start to make out and soul tie. So, all right. After that, he has a conversation with Kata, and he almost was gonna say the same thing, like, oh yeah, my type is you, can I have a kiss, all that stuff, and Kata was not going for it.
Hello, love.
Hello.
I'm not
Open.
putting on.
Hell yeah, I'm open.
Okay.
Did you like our kiss?
I like our kiss. Let me know if I'm about to stir up some shit. It was so long ago in the day. Like, I get a kiss?
No, not yet.
What?
Are you kissing all the other girls?
No.
So you're a dirty stinking liar. Like, Corbin, please. How are you going to tell this girl you did not kiss or you have not been asking for kisses beforehand when you were just sucking face 2 seconds ago? I got my eye on you, Corbin, okay? I'm glad that Kata curved him, because don't just give this man whatever he's looking for. Play a little bit hard to get. You don't even have to play it. Like, she does seem like you have to work a little bit more than just be cute and have a deep voice and be tall. That's great, but it only gets you through the door. If you want to stay in the house, you got to give us a little bit more material. You know what I'm saying? So he then has a conversation with Trinity, and Trinity, she already was my favorite, but she just continues to prove why I love her so much. She went straight to the deep. She's like, tell me about your family life. Tell me about your goals. Like, where are you trying to be in life? What kind of relationship are you looking for? What's your relationship with society? And have you ever had an existential crisis? Like, she's really trying to get into the meat of the matter, and I love that for her. Oh, I love this girl. If you're trying to have a connection with Trinity, none of this frou stuff is going to work. You need to get deep. Speaking of getting to know Trinity, Sean had a conversation with Bryce, and he says, Trinity is on my radar. I do want to talk to her, but I wanted to let you know so that you don't feel like any kind of way about it. Bryce is like, that's fine. Everything's fair game right now. You do you. They have this conversation, and I wish there was a little bit more energy.
I had no idea you was kissing bro in there. I thought it was hilarious.
Did
'Cause,
you?
like, I said, where the fuck they get him? Mount Olympus? Like, god damn. Like,
I don't care if Bryce pulls anybody for a chat. I do want to explore you. Itching to have a chat with him. I've been really wanting to. He could see it moving forward. And I'm like, hell yeah, me too.
She's like, yeah, I have had eyes for you, but I didn't want to, be messy or tread on toes right now, especially when I don't have to. I have a connection with Bryce. I don't have to infiltrate somebody else's couple. So I have been holding off on getting to know you, and I'm okay with that. If things are going well with Bryce, then she can focus on Bryce. If things were kind of off with Bryce and then she was just being loyal to the girls and not pursuing Sean, then I'd be like, girl, do what you want to do, okay? This is Love Island. You go for what you want, okay? But she said that it was her trying to be respectful. Sean also was trying to be respectful, but they leave that conversation saying that they want to pursue something further. They want to see if there's more there between them. So we'll see. They don't. If things develop. Before bed, Kata tells the girls that Corbin was begging for a kiss not once, not twice, but thrice. Then we have Sean, who tells Kenzie that her behavior in the challenge was immature. She laughed it off, but later on she was reflecting like, okay, you know what? Like, I didn't have to do all that. And the only people kissing in bed were Bea and Gabriel. In the morning, Melanie is going to complain about Sincere not cuddling her in bed. You don't say. Isn't this the consequences of my actions? Why would he want to? After the stuff you've been pulling the last few days, why would he want to? Anyways, Kenzie tells Anaya that she's excited to talk to Gabriel, and she also wants to speak to Corbin more. However, she is a bit put off by the fact that he's been desperate for kisses, which she does confront him about, and he does admit that he mishandled that whole situation. She also says she still has a thing for Sean. She likes that he really hears her, he understands her, he makes her feel safe, which is great and all, but we don't really hear her talk about that sexual chemistry as much as they be making out. She's more excited sexually by Corbin, who just came in yesterday, right? So I do like that she's realizing that you can find stability and somebody who actually hears you and you don't have to go for the toxic all the time. But if that chemistry is not there, yeah, then maybe You know what? We're still working on Kenzie. Sean has a conversation with Bea and Gabrielle about with them about his connection with Trinity. He says, yes, I want to pursue Kenzie, but I have been thinking about Trinity for a minute. And since the first day, I'm still so mad that he had eyes for her from day one, and he's only taking the chance now to talk to her. So Bea and Gabriel were both like, I mean, if you think there's something there, you should go for it. But let's be honest, you haven't really been flirting with the girls. So if you're trying to make an impact, you got to turn up the heat a little bit. And I agree. I think that's what's been stunting him when it comes to pursuing his other connections. We know that he had a thing for Anaya. He also has a thing for Trinity. But when he's talking to these girls, it's just like flat. Like he's not giving her any game. You know what I'm saying? So... But then I've realized these guys don't have game, hey? Sean doesn't have game except when it comes to making out. I'll give him that. Bryce ain't got no game in any department. Gabriel also doesn't have game. He leads with sexuality. Corbin's game is so dead. Oh my gosh. It is so dead, but the girls are just falling for it, man. The people who I would say have a bit more game, actually, I was about to say Sincere, but we haven't seen him put game out there. He hasn't had the opportunity, so I can't make a judgment yet. And today, Casey, oh, I already had Casey on my roster as one of my clients, but my God, did he make that top spot for me today?
Like, you look good. Like, you look really nice.
It is, like, reassuring, like, hearing that.
You look great today, like, every day.
Thank you.
Darker skinned women, like, you guys get the short end of the stick.
Casey, I'm gonna cry.
No, really, like, you're the blueprint. I love Melanie. Like, when I think of a black woman, I think of you.
This man said, when I think of a black woman, I think of you. Well, yes. Like, I know what he was trying to say, but the way it came out was just so funny to me. Anyways, I love the way that he was affirming Anaya. Oh my God. And I love that he was deliberate about his words. He said, like, a dark-skinned black woman. I am trying to big you up as a dark-skinned black woman. When I think of beauty, I think of women who look like you. I think of deeply melanated women. I think of, coily, kinky hair. I think of you, a black girl, a dark-skinned black girl. He didn't say all that, but that's what I took away. And I needed that. That was good. That was so good. There's a guy on UK who said to one of the girls, oh, you don't need to be complimented because you know you're beautiful. I hate that stance. We know Anaya is beautiful. You can see that Anaya is beautiful. But it is so lovely to hear, especially a black guy, affirm her in this way on television. Yes, Casey. Yeah. The affirmations continue. Bea and Melanie have a conversation. Melanie still thinks that Bea was being absolutely rude and disrespectful. I personally don't know where she got that from. She's just thinking of where she was at in the heat of the moment. But they were able to squash things.
I don't want any, tension. Meant what I said yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was so disrespectful. I understand you're blunt and you have a way and you have you're very but I am ready to move forward with that.
We don't need to beat a dead horse anymore. We could turn a new leaf because at no point do I want to disrespect anybody either.
Yeah. They got into a conversation about femininity, and I thought this was a really nice conversation, actually. Bea has a thought that the way that her femininity is presented is not as palatable as the other women, and so sometimes she struggles with men because maybe they're not into a woman who just presents a bit more masculine than her counterparts do, right? And Melanie was like, absolutely not. First of all, I'm jealous of your athleticism. I love the fact that you are a confident, strong, athletic woman. Whatever way your femininity presents, it is perfect. You don't have to change yourself for anybody. There's going to be people, plenty of people who are going to be eating that up. And that was something that Bea needed to hear because this is something she struggles with even outside of the show. I loved this moment from them. I also wanted to say that Bea's natural disposition is probably why Melanie did feel triggered in the way that she spoke to her, because there really was not a tone when Bea was speaking. She had the same demeanor that she did with, that she had with Kenzie. So it was a mix of the emotions, yes, but also the fact that Bea just comes across like a force. And I think sometimes her words are taken with more weight than somebody else who doesn't have this more dominant personality. So they actually didn't focus on the conflict, which is probably for the best, because Bea was still like, by the way, I stand by everything I said. It maybe came off wrong, but I'm not going to take it back. So that could have gone left, but it didn't. It went the right way. They had a nice conversation that's honestly nice to hear on screen. Yeah, it was nice. I also, I can see the same potential that I see in Kenzie. I see it with Melanie. It's just that Melanie's fuse is so short. I hope that she takes more moments to just stop and listen instead of being ready to react all the time, because this conversation and the following conversation she's gonna have with Sincere were really good conversations. So she's talking to Corbin. Sincere is seeing that, and he's talking to Anaya. And Anaya is telling him, Melanie really likes you. And she's operating like this because she really likes you. She's like, it's like a scarcity mindset thing, like, oh my gosh, I like him, but I'm scared that he's gonna leave me, so I don't want to be left with no options, so I'm just gonna latch onto something else before I'm left, on my own. So from that, he has a conversation with Melanie, which was actually very productive.
What you did yesterday didn't bother me. How it happened is what bothered me. Explore, you know what I mean? As long as we're just open and honest with each other. If the roles were reversed,
I'd be on my fucking toes. I'd be crying.
right. I didn't like how you were listening to me as a friend. Genuinely did hurt my feelings. It's like, don't say that I'm your friend.
My only thing with their dynamic is what I said earlier in the episode. The fact that he's so understanding towards her and she is less inclined to do that for him is annoying. I'm glad that Sincere was able to be honest with his feelings for her, and the fact that she had hurt his feelings. But yeah, with Melanie, if she didn't have that situation with Bea where she had to confide in Sincere, would this conversation even be happening? Probably not. She probably would have still been trying to be vindictive and go for Corbin and all of that. So it took her experiencing something adverse to want to go back to her base, which is Sincere. But Sincere kind of always considers her as his base. So yeah, I just wish that there was more of a mutual understanding between the both of them. They now have come to an understanding that they are a couple, but they are allowed to explore and they're not going to be in their feelings about it. But even when it comes to understanding and having grace for each other, I hope that she's able to match him on that. I'm going to skip through a few conversations here. Corbin still wants to kiss Kata, but she's still playing hard to get. Great. Gabriel and Kenzie talk about her performance. He said he loved how she got down. And she absolutely did the best. Shout out her. He also says that he loved the kiss that they have because they have good kissing chemistry. Trinity and Bryce talk about how he's always been cute, basically. And she's like, well, I had an ugly phase when I was younger. And he was like, what? There's no way you had an ugly phase. Look at you. You look like a doll, and I love your doll face. This is what I need to say. This is what I love to see. Oh my God. No, actually, this might be the last season of UK for me. Because what I'm missing from UK is to see women of color, and respectfully, I know people don't like when you make it a race thing. I love to specifically see it for dark-skinned Black women, because when it comes to women, dark-skinned Black women are considered the least desirable. Whether people want to believe it or not, it is true. So the fact that that is true, and the fact that I too am a dark-skinned Black woman, seeing them being affirmed in this way is just, yes, I love it. I love it so much. And that's what we're missing over there in the UK, but am I surprised? The Islanders get a text that there's going to be a recoupling in the evening. It is girls' choice, and the guy is going to be vulnerable. Corbin gets his own text that he is going to be choosing first before everybody. So we're going to fast forward to the recoupling. He chooses to couple up with Kenzie. Anaya picks Casey. Melanie picks Sincere. Kata picks Zach. Bea picks Gabriel, and last was Trinity. I was convinced, based on what she was saying, that she was going to pick Sean, but she chose Bryce, and unfortunately, Sean was dumped.
I think it was important to show my son that it's cool to try and to put yourself out there. Part of life is just taking that chance, even though you know it might not work out.
I'm actually kind of sad to see him go. I think that there could have been great potential if he just put more energy earlier on. Unfortunately, he was just so stuck on Bea. And then when Bea left, he was stuck on being left by Bea. He took too long to form these connections with the women. And yeah, it's just too little too late. He's excited to go back to his son. Everybody's like, we're so excited to meet him after the show. Yeah, I think he's leaving on a good note. I think he was received well by the audience, and I'm interested to see where things go with him, especially because of what's been going on with his job and stuff. Like, I don't know, send him the brand deals, guys. He seems like, he seems like a decent person. I feel like we could rally behind him, okay? So the episode ends with a preview of 3 new bombshells.
My name's Caleb. I'm a Southern guy.
I'm Soul. I'm drop dead gorgeous. I am Jen. I am there to take one of their men.
Oh my God. Oh my, wow. I know Melanie's gonna be rattled. Melanie might be rattled. She might not be, because she had a good episode. So maybe she's, maybe she's working on herself. But yeah, if anybody's gonna feel threatened from the women's side, I fear it's going to be Melanie. For the guy, who's gonna like the guy? Maybe Kenzie. Maybe Anaya? Maybe Trinity. I don't see Bea going there. Who else is in that house? I don't see Kata going. No, I don't know. I don't know about Kata. I don't know. And then the last girl, I could see Bryce being interested. I could see Gabriel being interested. I could see. Oh no, I was gonna say Zach, but no, we know Zach likes darker features, so maybe he's not interested. Yeah, I think it's a good pick of people to bring in the house. So we'll see how that goes. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.